Okay, so we're gonna jump right back into 3.2, the exercise clamp. I'm kind of glad that the video did cut off at that point. I didn't want to move too quickly through the assignment, and I wanted to jump right back in where we were. So again, I apologize for sniffling, my allergies. We're gonna jump right back in at step number 10. Okay, so at this step, it's asking us to use a cylindrical mate. And remember that our mates are right here under this drop-down menu, and I can go ahead and select cylindrical mate. Now, what it's going to ask you to do is going to ask you to select that inside ring, that inner ring of the blue piece, and the outer ring of this orange piece, okay? So I can move around my view cube. I can select the corners of these cubes here. Excuse me. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to select that outer ring. I'm going to select that outer ring. Oh, there it goes. That outer ring, when I have both rings lit up, of the blue piece, okay? Then I can go back to isometric view, and I can select that that outer ring of the orange piece. Once I have that selected, you're gonna see this pop over the blue piece, and it looks like the orange piece is lagging behind, right? It's perfectly fine that you did not break your part. You did not break these two pieces apart. It's just going to lag there for a second until you click the check mark. Now, before you click the check mark, remember, we still have limits that we have to add. So if I select the limit button, I'm going to select -3, right? For my my X max, and for my Z max. And my Z min, I'm going to select 0. These specifications here are correct, so you can add them in exactly. Once I think I'm good with these, I can select check. Boom, snaps right into place. I did not break the piece. Now all the constraints are there, and I actually have limitations placed on this. Now we get to the fun part, right? If I select this orange piece and I slide it out, I'll change the perspective for you as well. If I select this orange piece and I go to my front view, I'm able to move this piece the same way I'm able to move this here. Pretty neat, right? So now I have a sense of space, and I can drag this piece back out. I can drag this all the way down. Now, of course, just like anything, the CAD program has its limitations, where even though I do have a limit space given here, if I grab this orange piece, it'll slide right through the end of that. So we can add some limitations to that if we want. For the sake of this exercise, we're going to leave it where it's at. So I can drag this yellow piece back out. I can zoom out by selecting the front view, and I can drag this orange piece all the way out. Now I've successfully added these pieces. Quick bonus, tell me what this tool is called. You guys can look that up. Okay, so step 10, done with step 10. We're going to go on to our next slide. We're going to go ahead and put it in isometric view, and now we can see that we've matched up with this. So the next step is to drag the instances to see how they move. Play around with this. You guys will be able to play this around with this here. You'll see the general movements of the parts. I cannot move this part. I cannot move this part, but I can slide both sections or both parts at the end. Okay. Now, for slide 12, we're going to check our answers. We're going to reset the slider balls and mates. And we're going to right-click on each mate and select reset. Okay. So we're going to right-click on right-click on each mate. Right. We're going to right-click on each mate, and we can go to reset. Right-click on our slider, select reset. Right-click on our fastener, we can select reset. And we're going to right-click on our ball mate. We're going to select reset. We're going to right-click on our cylindrical. We're going to select reset. So this brings us back to the original piece where we were. I'll select isometric view again. The original piece where we were, resetting the mates. If we were to play around with these mates, you may get out of whack, and we want to go back and want to right click and reset those mates to where they were before. Okay, let me reset the slider just in case. Good, excellent. Last step, last but not least, we're going to look at the mass properties. What is the center of mass? And remember how we find our mass property. If we go back over here, this may be blocked. I have my share screen in the way. There we go. Display mass properties. I'm going to click display mass properties. And you guys want to remember where these are. Now with that, we do need to, can I move it out the way? There we go. We do need to select our part, right? We need to select our part. It's going to ask us to select all the instances in the instant list. This is to the left. If I just select one part, it's just going to give me the mass properties of one part itself, right? That's not what we want. We want all these parts. I'm actually going to select all these instances, select all these instances. What I find is that I'm highlighting the whole assembly, selecting all the instances over here, and then I'll be able to get the mass property, Once I select all of those, I'm going to continue to the next page just to check the quiz. This is our mass properties right here, 0.95, 196, 1.804. Okay, let's keep that up for a second. We're going to go to slide 13. That's the end of the exercise. Once we select the next slide, we're going to check our center of mass. From there, you should get something close to this, right? 0.95, 0.196, 1.84. Now, admittedly, I didn't get the right answer. With my mates, with my parts, seems I'm a little bit off with 0.95, 0.196. Now I am close, right? 0.705, 0.95, 0.18, 0.196, 1.7, 1.84. So somewhere along the lines, I probably made a mistake. But what's most important is that I'm close and I understand how to use the mates, okay? I'm not looking for perfection. Nothing's ever perfect. But the more comfortable you are with the program, the more that you'll be able to do with it, okay? I'm going to select here, and this should be the close and correct answer. So with that, I'm glad I made a couple of mistakes so that you guys can see. Sometimes, you just select the wrong face, but you can close it and reset. I don't want you guys to get frustrated. Understand that I'm going to give you guys time. I think originally I had this due Friday. I'm going to give you guys the weekend Monday. And I also will show you a demonstration as well. So do not fret. I'm here for support. And I know that you guys are going to do a great job. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.